Hi guys, and happy Saturday. I'm here again because I had a very fun thrift day because I think the raccoon situation is finally resolved. And Tony came back yesterday to set the traps, and like I said, he made these tunnels, these crazy tunnels that no matter how many babies are in there, if they just go down one of these tunnels, they're going to get caught. And there was no other place for them to go. So when I got up this morning, there were three more babies, and I texted him at like 5:30 in the morning. I said, "There's baby, they're there. We caught them, you know." And he came to get them super early. And when he got home, he reunited them with the mother and sent me a picture. Because he said he had a feeling there were more. So he didn't want to release the mother until he was sure. So since the mother had one of her babies, she was a little bit, you know, she wasn't as freaked out. She had one baby with her at least. So he sent me a picture of him reuniting all of them. And it made me so happy. And I felt so much better after that. I'm telling you, I was like sick to my stomach for days over this, you know, this whole ordeal. And just seeing that picture made me feel so much better. So, here it is. So awesome. So I felt better. I got out because he came early, and I went to the Hawthorne thrift. I went to the local. Weird weather day. Yesterday was 88 degrees. Today was 68. 20-degree difference. Crazy wind. Crazy wind. When I came home from the thrift store, in fact, the electric, the wire that goes out to the pole on the street was down by my neighbor's house and across his girlfriend's truck. I was like, what the hell? Because I went to text him right away to say, don't let her come outside because I don't know if that's live. And she was already out there on the phone. So I said to her, you know, does everybody know? And she said, yeah. I said, okay. So public service was here like instantly, very fast, and fixed it. And that was the wind. That was just the crazy wind. So I'm glad that they got that fixed fast. That was insane. Because I said, did a truck hit this? And she said, no, it was just the wind. Unbelievable. So, all right, let's do my thrift stuff first, if I can remember everything I got. Plus, I have a couple of things that Craig gave me on Wednesday, which I didn't get to show you. Sounds of International Motor Racing. How fun is that? That is really fun. And, you know, because he knew I was talking about NASCAR recently, and I love that record. It's really, really cool. We got Jersey Central Special by the Western Rangers. But the other side, Cigarettes, Husky, and Wild Wild Women. This is so great. It's so great. I have this song by someone else, but this version is insane. It's like the best kind of country, the kind that we like the best. The Warren Brothers, Smokey and Shorty, with Shorty Warren and his Western Rangers on the Trope label. Awesome stuff. Oh my God. Then we found this thing. It says Master Recording, 212 Wayne Street, Jersey City, New Jersey. So we were kind of intrigued by that. We played it at someone's entire wedding ceremony. It's crazy. Then we had Jumpin' at the Deuces by Slam Stewart with Errol Garner. And Laugh Slam Slam. Really great stuff. Of course, Errol Garner, one of my dad's favorites. So that was cool. Alright, let me try and remember what I got in the thrift, because I got a lot of fun stuff. I got a beautiful, what do you call it, galvanized tin kind of welcome sign, and I put it right here. And I got this beautiful hand-carved sun with a really strange face, and I hung it right here. And I got a cream of wheat advertising type metal sign, which I hung right here. Now, you know my feelings about Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, that kind of thing. I think that they are beloved icons. I'm like horrified that they're taking them away. So I kind of love this for that reason. You know, with the black chef. I thought it was so sweet. And it says experts say. So I'm thinking he's the expert. You know what I mean? There's nothing truly negative here. So, my African American friends, you tell me, are you offended by things like Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben? I mean, they've been around forever. They, like I said, are beloved icons. I am so sad to see them go. And I bought this sign because I said, you know what? This is becoming a thing of the past. We're not going to have this anymore. So I found that. What else did I find? Let's see. I found this beautiful German triple bell thing that I hung right here. I found this beautiful little vase. You know, I love those beautiful little artsy vases. And I got this one, which I put right here. I also got Olaf hula dancer for your dashboard, and he does, when you put him down, he dances back and forth like this. It's so freaking cute. And he's got a ukulele, so it's very tiki, very cute. Loved it. I got a handful of like one bunch of pretty cool flowers. I clipped off one little stem of those flowers and put it in that tiny little pot, so I still have the whole rest of the bush, and I love it. And Olaf is dancing away as soon as I put him down. How sweet. And then I got this beautiful artsy candle holder. It's all iron. It's beautiful. I love it. And it did have a wax candle in it, but luckily the person put it in foil. So I didn't have a problem getting it out. But this is it. Look at that. How pretty. So I'll be putting a battery candle in it, of course. And I'll probably be putting on my new pub table, which I'll be doing next week with you. I can't wait. They told me Tuesday or Wednesday. I was hoping Monday or Tuesday. Let's hope Tuesday, so I can still hang out with Craig on Wednesday. So, I loved that. And then I found a beautiful cast iron boot scraper, heavy duty cast iron boot scraper that is a Dachshund, and I love it, and it's right here. And I found this by Sid Fleischman, by the Newbery medalist Sid Fleischman. Escape, the story of the great Houdini. Look at that. I'm so excited about that. You know, I'm a huge fan of Houdini. So that's going to be really, really fun. So that was, I think that's all the thrift stuff. Between Hawthorne and the local. I was so excited to be thrifting again. Not be stuck here waiting for the trapper, the dapper trapper, or waiting for him to pick up. When he picked up the when he picked up the mom and baby, the first ones, he came at, like I said, 6 a.m. Today, to pick up the remaining 3 babies, he came at 7. So pickup is really early. Setting the traps, I guess it doesn't matter because they don't come out till night, you know. So my week was basically shot, you know. Like Wednesday, I got to go by Craig's, which was cool because he came at 6 a.m. and that made me happy. And I still had time to go get my dad a patio tomato plant, and I actually got a new cushion for the egg chair that morning. So I got some things done, you know. And that picture that he sent me, I said to him, that's a beautiful thing, you know, that makes me really happy. And I said, it looks like she's smiling. She got her babies back. So you know, he's known for his humane treatment, you know, his humane removal of animals. So he had a feeling there was more. He didn't think one was it, and he was absolutely right. So he held on to the mom before releasing her so that she could be reunited. Oh my God. You know, this guy's the best. The Dapper Trapper. So if you ever have a problem, he does New York, northern New Jersey, Connecticut. That's the only area. So if you're out of the area, forget it. But if you're in Bergen County, Westchester, Rockland, parts of Connecticut, southern Connecticut, you can use him, and he's great, let me tell you. So, all right, let's do our questions. I got a couple more questions. And it's so fun. I love this. All right, so what did Carm say here? All right, so, you know, he wants to know, you know, we were talking about making the world smaller with the internet, blah, blah, blah. Do I think it's a good thing or not? Well, a couple of weird things. You know, I don't think the internet can be very bad and it can be very good, right? We use it for good. We all use it for good. But there's some really strange thing, like what is going on? Is Big Brother watching? You know, this is my question, because one day we were talking about something in the Record King, and as soon as Lena picked up her phone, there was an advertisement for the very thing we were talking about. And then the other day, Rockin' Bob told me there is a new Monopoly, a new Bowie Monopoly coming out. And I said, oh my God, that's so cool. And, you know, we always have our phones on us, you know, near us, whatever. But anyway, I picked up the phone and there was an ad for the Bowie Monopoly. So who is listening to us? That is the scariest thing of all. That's what I don't like about the internet. I mean, I'm kind of thinking your privacy is really infringed on with it. But, and it's more phones than our computers. Absolutely. No question. But, you know, half the time my phone is in my purse. I rarely use it, look at it, whatever. Just to look something up or to check texts or whatever. Like with the Raccoon thing, I was texting the Dapper Trapper back and forth, you know, things like that. But the phone is not of great importance to me, like some people who never put it down, you know what I mean? So anyway, that's the kind of scary thing about it, you know? Just like when you browse around looking for certain things, and then all of a sudden when you're skimming through Facebook, ads come up for those very things. It's like, how do they know? Come on, somebody's watching us. And that could, I mean, I do have confidence that society will survive, but there are so many signs pointing to negative right now. It's just a really bad world we live in. I think the crime in New York has risen by 56%. So, I mean, people are just losing it. They're losing their minds. And I don't know. Maybe the internet has a lot to do with it. So, it's a good and bad thing. It's probably a little more bad than good. But if we didn't have it, we wouldn't know each other. And I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about it. All right. I have another question from Tuesday. Thanks for answering my first question. 9/11 did a number on the psyche for many of us in the New York, New Jersey area. Absolutely. At least you had many adventures before that tragedy ruined everything. Agreed. Second question. During one of your earlier videos, I'm talking possibly 2009, when you were showing us your originals in your collection, you mentioned you used to date one of the members of the Feelies. Are you still in touch with him or anyone else from your punk CBGB days? All right, yeah, I did. I went out with Keith D'Annunzio for a while, and because he lived right here in town. And we used to hang out by his mom and dad's house, and they were really cool. And when their first single was made, very private press, and I pulled it out so you could see it. Airway Studio, 344 Church Street, Lodi, New Jersey. Private press. I mean, the first Feelies 45. Here, and you can even see the glue. You see how we had to glue the labels on ourselves? Isn't that cool? So this is Airway Studio, Original Love by the Feelies. The original private press. Talk about rare. Of course, we all got one because, you know, all the friends got one. So, very cool. So that was me, Keith, Vinny, Glenn Mercer, Laszlo, another good friend of ours. Bonnie, I believe, got one. So we have this, and it's amazing. Cherished. Very thick vinyl, too. Beautiful thing. I've had it since then, and of course it is still absolutely mint. And just a beautiful thing. As far as keeping in touch with people from my CBGB days, yes. On Facebook, because most of them are not around here anymore. My friend Mike, one of my closest friends at the time, he was, he was a writing, he went to Glassboro, where Patti Smith went. That's where he went to college eventually. But he went to be a writer. He wanted to be a writer. He always wanted to be a writer. So back in the punk days, he was born and raised in New York. And then his parents moved to my town, and I met him in high school. So he always wanted to go back to New York when he finished college, and he did. And but during the punk days, he took me to the punk, I think it was Legs McNeil, who we met that day. He wanted to write for punk, Mike. And I I believe he got to do that. And today he's like a great writer. I mean, he's writing for some of the biggest magazines you've ever, like Gentleman's Quarterly, Savor, all, he Sports Illustrated. He writes for a lot of big men's magazine, mostly men's magazines. Let me think, some of the other ones he told me about. Well, anyway, I still keep in touch with him, and he's making big bucks. And he lives in Brooklyn now. He said he bought serious real estate in Brooklyn. And after our punk era, we hadn't seen each other in a long time, and he was living in a tiny apartment next door to the Chelsea Hotel. And I went to visit him then, and we sat at the Chelsea Hotel bar and had some drinks and just, caught up and whatever. And then years later, I went back to visit him, and he had a girl. He had a little girl, a little baby in a stroller, as he was married. And we went to the Cowboy Cafe. It was, I don't think it's there anymore, but it was so cool. And we brought the baby in and everything, and we had a really fun day. I hadn't seen him in a long time. My dad dropped me into the city that day. I'm talking years ago, because his kids graduated from college already. So she was just a baby in a carriage, and he only had one. And we went to the Cowboy Cafe. I think it was Cowboy Cafe, downtown. My dad dropped me off at his place, and then Mike drove me home, because he was coming back to Elmwood Park to visit his parents. So he rented a car and drove us back to town. And oh my God, New York City drivers are the worst drivers. I was like, am I going to get home? Like, I said, I almost told him to get out and let me drive, But it was fun. We had a lot of fun. I think that's the last time I saw him in person. But I see him on Facebook all the time. That's, like Carm, that's the good thing about the internet, We can stay in touch with people even if they're far away. He's not far away, but you know what I mean. My friend Sue, one of my best friends from the punk era, she lives now in the Outer Banks, North Carolina. Graduated CIA, the cooking school, and has been a chef ever since. So she's been around. She lived in the Bronx after our punk days, and then eventually she wound up in North Carolina. So I still keep in touch with her. My friend Rhonda still lives here in town. We stay in touch on Facebook. Her sister Ray was another one of our punk buddies. I did lose track of a lot of them. A lot of them moved away. And then we had one friend who died, Jimmy. He became a junkie, but he was a hardcore punk, and he just became a junkie, and he just didn't make it. But yeah, there's a few of them that I still keep in contact with. I'm not friends with them anymore. Like, I'm not hanging out with them anymore, but on Facebook, yes, I do come and, keep in touch with them a lot. So I wanted to show you that original Love Feely, the original pressing, original Love Feelies with the hand-pasted label. Very, very fun. I treasure it, It was a moment in time, and that is a beautiful memory of it. So anyway, I don't know how long ago I told this story, but I told it to Craig the other day, and I told it to Raymond when he was here, and he was like, that's beautiful. There was a club. We were already going to the city. We were already going to CBGB's and Max's and everything. And there was a club here in town that was called Mr. D's, and they happened to book the Ramones. The Ramones were unknown here. We knew them because we were going to the city all the time. So the Ramones, backed up by Blondie. All right, so we went to Mr. D's, me and 5 of my friends. It was Laszlo, it was the D'Annunzios, the Feely brothers, Bonnie. That was we went. We were the only people in the club, only people in the audience. And I love to tell the story because they were playing to us, and they had a lot of fun with it. They hung out at the bar with us, had drinks with us. Nobody here knew punk yet. It was amazing. But that was another moment in time that I'll never forget. 5 of us in a club with the Ramones before any kind of record deal, and warmed up by Blondie, totally unknown. You know, it was just a really cool thing. Really, really cool thing. Then I have a whole nother story about when we met Johnny Thunders, which was my favorite. Johnny was my favorite. I saw the Heartbreakers every time. Every single time they came, that they played somewhere. But I'll save that for another day. But anyway, guys, that is my story. So the Raccoon Saga has thankfully ended, and ended on a really good note because he reunited them. Thank you for the questions. Keep them coming. I'll keep answering. And that's about it, guys. I hope you're having a magical, mystical, musical Saturday. I hope you have a beautiful Father's Day. Comment, subscribe, spread the love. Tink merch below. Radio Tink podcast link below. Follow Radio Tink on Facebook. You'll be notified immediately when the new podcasts are posted. And until next time, remember, I love you all. Mwah. Andreas Full Inviter. Carm, one of my favorites.